Alright, here's for trying again. My phone started ringing relentlessly the last time I tried to film this. First off, I want to start the video for all that are watching this. A very happy holidays, regardless of what you celebrate. I hope you guys are going to have a good holiday celebration. I did feel left out when I saw that everybody was doing their last hauls in 2019 back in November. And I kept thinking to myself, do any of these people anticipate getting, like, books for the holiday season? I just thought that was kind of odd. Anyways, I was thinking about also doing, like, an anticipated reads for 2020, but I decided to go against that because I felt it was going to be biased. Because a lot of the 2020 reads that I'm anticipating, are going to be Marvel Comics superhero books. And I really don't like, when it comes to regular fiction and other stuff, I don't really seek out what's coming out except for comics because I really enjoy reading trades. If you notice, most of my reviews are trades. But I know that not all you want to sit through, because most of this haul is going to be superhero trades, so I know most of you don't want to sit through that. So I'm going to share with you the one book. I only purchased one book this month, and, tell you a little story about it and all that. So that way, if you don't want to stick around for all the comics, you can leave after that. I picked up Stephen King's It. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, I read this when I was like 13 or 14. Somewhere when I was a teenager, I had already read this. Massive book. I knew I was going to want to reread this at some point, and I was getting my oil changed done at the Walmart, and you got time to kill. I was just briefly browsing stuff because they moved their book section due to Black Friday having had passed. And I saw this, and I picked it up because I knew that I wanted to reread this, but I was thinking about getting a library copy. But then, considering that I work full-time, and I always have other, like, adult-type stuff to do during the week, I was like, I might be better off just purchasing a copy for myself so I can read it whenever I want to, not have to worry about returning it. And I saw this cover, and I was like, oh my god, I love this cover. It's so white and clean, and the red and the black, and with the little clown nose and the smile. It reminds me of Joker. This made me happy, and I was like, and I'm totally not a materialistic person, but I was like, I've got to own this. So I really wanted to get this, and I know, being that it was like $16, I know for a fact I could have got this cheaper on Amazon. I looked it up, and Amazon, it was like $10 and some change. It probably would have been $13 after tax. And I would have saved myself $3 and probably would have had it in 2 days, but I got this immediately when I paid the $16 at Walmart. So, yeah, and I can read it when I want to on my own time and not have to worry about deadlines and due dates. So, yeah. Okay, now let's get on with the comics I got this month. Now, I'm super impressed with this one comic book company that I got this book from. I had to save the box because you don't know how many times I've ordered trades in the past, and if they're softcover trade paperbacks, and sometimes the mailman can be a dick, and if it says do not bend on the envelope and he bends it anyways, then your trade is ruined. I love that they took the time, they put bubble wrap around it and all of that, and I probably should have untaped all this cardboard and stuff from this. I totally forgot that this was all wrapped up in this stuff. But anyways, it's Nailbiter, Volume 6, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all this unwrapped. But yeah, if you had not read Nailbiter is a Image Comics series that takes place in a town called Buckaroo. And in Buckaroo, there's for some reason, this town has like a lot of serial killers that are from that town. And I had read a majority of that series, all but the last volume. And To be quite honest with you, I didn't know that they were going to end the series with 6 volumes. I really enjoyed the series, and I did not know that they were going to end it on 6 volumes. I'm trying to get this out of here like hell, because it's like, okay, so you can see the cover. I mean, I love the care that they took in packaging this, and it's a horror mystery. So those of you who are into horror, and it's written by Joshua Williamson, who I've really enjoyed everything I've read by Joshua Williamson. So I know there have been people who said they were disappointed the way this series ended. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, but I did, one of my things I've been trying to do this past year, and I want to continue doing, is finishing up series that have ended and filling in gaps of books that I had not read from those series. So that's why I wanted to get that. Also, I picked up Age of X-Men, The Marvelous X-Men. And the reason why I picked this up was because I had read Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, Wolverine and Cyclops, and I realized at the time that there were, so I Google searched, what do I need to have read to understand why the events are going on in this book. And I discovered that I should have read this Age of X-Men series. I only picked up one of them so far. I know there's quite a bit of them, so expect to be seeing the other volumes of this particular storyline in the near future, because I gotta read these to totally understand what went down in Uncanny X-Men, because I was a little lost when they're talking about, all these X-Men are dead, they're gone, missing, or whatever. And then, along with that, I decided to pick up Uncanny X-Men Disassembled. This was another one that the guide had said was important to read. This, of course, has X-Man in it, as he's on the back cover. But I probably should read Uncanny, or Age of X-Man first before I get to X-Men Disassembled, because this is kind of after that. And I was surprised by how much I paid for this, and I didn't realize... This is one of the things I got to give you guys, the advice on what to do. When you're going purchasing books on Amazon, make sure you look at the condition, because I did not realize that I had picked a condition that was pretty bad. This was an ex-library copy. I took all the stickers off of it, and I was surprised that it was an ex-library copy, because I tried to find this in an interlibrary loan system, and they said they couldn't find a copy. So apparently somebody probably had stolen this, because this had come from a New York public library, and they sold it to someplace out in Nevada. But yeah, I mean, I should probably read Age of X-Men before I get to that. Also, I picked up 2 books from Ollie's this time around, but not my local Ollie's. There's 3 or 4 Ollie's in my area, and kind of weird, but my family and I, we don't have IHOP readily available in Syracuse anymore. For some reason, they closed the Syracuse IHOP location, and the nearest IHOP is way up north, up by the Canadian border. So we had to drive a ways to go to IHOP, and I figured since I was up there anyways, I was like, you know what? I'm like, we've never been to their mall up there, and we wanted to check it out, see what it was like, and they had an Ollie's, and I'm like, I want to go check out this Ollie's that they have there, because I have a feeling that not all the Ollie's are the same. And their Ollie's, surprisingly, because the Ollie's I usually go to has a ton of comics and trades, but apparently up north, there aren't a lot of comic book and trade readers, because their section was very small, and most of it was a lot of books, which was surprising. But while I was there, I picked up Superman Action Comics, Volume 7, Under the Skin, and I picked up All New X Factor, Not Brand X, Volume 1. I was looking at what volume this is. So yeah, I haven't read the all-new X Factor. I do like reading Superman every once in a while, so I was like, you know what? I might as well pick those up. They were pretty cheap. Ollie's is a really good place, a really good go-to for cheap trades. And then last but not least, I know I had mentioned in my review of Uncanny X-Men, Wolverine and Cyclops that I thought, for some reason I thought this wasn't coming out until January or February. But after I had uploaded that, yeah, I made a boo-boo. I made an oopsie, as PewDiePie would say. I made a mistake and didn't realize that this came out the same week that I released my review of Uncanny X-Men, Wolverine and Cyclops. I didn't know that this came out December 11th, so it was on my wish list, too. So I was surprised that I didn't realize. Like, I honestly think that Amazon, when you put stuff on a wish list, if something has not been released by the time, and I may be wrong, maybe I got a notification, but I think Amazon should send a notification when a book releases, kind of reminding you, because I really wanted to buy this sooner than I did. But I did pick it up, and I'm glad that it took like about a day to get to me. I love this. Came in a super huge box. It's a hardcover. I'd already seen a flip-through preview of this from a different channel. Yeah, so I know that this is absolutely beautiful edition. One that I'm definitely going to want to keep for my shelves. It's a hardcover, and I can't wait to read this because, like I said, I need to read the Age of X-Men books to kind of catch up to what's going on in the X universe before we get to this. And I guess this is a whole new rebranding for the X-Men. So I've heard it's so good. So good. So I will read and review this in the near future. I just don't know how soon that's going to be until I get to this. But do plan on seeing a review from me of this, because it is coming. Because I've heard such good things about it. And I definitely want to read that sooner rather than later. If you guys have read any of these, let me know what you think I should read soon. Within reason, because I do want to read that storyline to figure out what's going on with the X universe before I get to the House of X Powers of 10. But like I said, I can't wait for that book because I'm really super stoked about that. And its original price was like $60, but I only paid like $50 after tax. So yeah, that's a pretty decent deal. But that's all I got for you guys. This is my last pickups for December, last pickups for 2019. I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to have some more reviews coming out before January 1st, so stay tuned for those. I'm not going to throw up links for all these books because that's just too much. But I will put the book depository link if you guys want to help me out by picking something up through that. That's all you got. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, I'll be geeking.